Well, look what we have here. A mini PC that promises to be the future of computing. Because, you know, what we really needed was another tiny box to clutter our desks and confuse our pets. The Framework mini PC is strutting in like it's the latest fashion trend. And I can't help but wonder if it'll actually do anything useful or just sit there, looking like a glorified paperweight. You know, I've seen more excitement over a soggy leaf in my bog than I've seen for this thing. But hey, it's got a RYZEN MAX 395 chip. So maybe it's more than just a pretty face. Let's dive into this delightful mess together and see if it's worth the hype or just another overhyped piece of tech nonsense. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoy watching me roll my eyes at the internet. Trust me, it's a lot more fun than watching paint dry. Now, let's see if this mini miracle is worth its weight in toad slime or if it's just another tiny disaster waiting to happen.
Framework, a company known for modular laptops, just announced their very first desktop PC, and this has to be one of the coolest looking mini PCs that I've seen in a very long time. And aside from being a pretty cool looking mini PC, it's also packing some serious performance.
Serious performance, huh? That's a bold claim for a box that looks like it could double as a fancy paperweight. I mean, if it can actually handle some real tasks without overheating like a toad in the sun, then maybe it's worth a look. But let's be honest. How many of these cool-looking gadgets end up being all style and no substance? I'll believe it when I see it.
Performance because they opted to use the Ryzen AI Max Plus chip. There's actually two different variants that they're going to be offering, and the whole package is only coming in at 4.5 liters small. I've actually put my pre-order in, and I guess right now Q3 is when these are going to be shipping out. And just to give you an idea of the two variants they're offering, they've got the Ryzen AI Max 385 with 32 gigs of RAM, or the Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 with either 64 or 128 gigabytes of RAM. And one thing to keep in mind with these chips, the RAM is integrated into the APU, so it's non-user upgradable. And obviously that Max Plus 395 is going to be the more powerful variant, mainly because we've got the Radeon 8060 SI GPU built in, and I've done several videos on another device with this same chip. The GPU, CPU that they have here is absolutely amazing, and that 8060S is actually on par with an RTX 4070 laptop, or even the desktop variant of the.
Now we're talking, if that 8060s can actually hold its own against an RTX 4070, then we might have something worth considering here. It's about time a mini PC stepped up to the plate and didn't just roll over like a toad in a drought. But let's not get too excited just yet. Numbers can be deceiving. I'll need to see some real-world performance before I start singing its praises.
Variant of the RX 7600. And this is an iGPU form factor. And what makes this a modular PC is Framework's expansion card system. We've got two up front, so you can add several different ports here. USB Type-C, USB-A, micro SD, full-size SD, storage, basically a USB SSD, Ethernet, or an extra audio port. When it comes to I/O, around back we get two full-size USB-A ports, HDMI, two USB 4 ports, dual display ports, 5 gigabit Ethernet, and a 3.5mm audio jack. Right now, they've got two different side panels you can go with when you're doing the pre-order. They've got a black side panel and the translucent version. You will have to choose your fan, but during checkout, you can actually just skip this and buy one later on if you want to. Optional carrying handle actually looks pretty cool here.
A carrying handle. Now that's a feature I didn't see coming. It's like they're trying to make this mini PC portable, which is amusing considering most folks will probably just plop it on a desk and forget it exists. But hey, if it makes it easier to lug around when you're showing off your cool tech to friends, then I guess it's a win. Just don't drop it. Wouldn't want to break your fancy new toy before you even get to use it.
When getting down to the base price here, the Max 385 version with 32 gigabytes of RAM is $1,099. Now this is just for the base. Once you start configuring the system, this will raise. The Max Plus 395 with 64 gigabytes of RAM is $1,599. And finally, their highest end system, that Max Plus 395 with 128 gigabytes of RAM, $1,999. Show you real quick. We'll just configure one of these. So we'll go with the highest end model here. You can bring your own SSDs if you want to, but we'll go with their cheapest stuff just to see what it comes out to. We'll skip that second SSD operating system. We'll actually skip this also. CPU fan, we'll go with the Noctua. Power cable, probably have one of these, but it's up to you. Side panel, black or translucent. We'll do black, keep that cost down a bit. Tiles.
The classic choice, black. It's like the little black dress of PCs, always in style and never goes out of fashion. But let's be real, it's also a safe bet to avoid any potential look at my flashy PC embarrassment. Just don't expect it to win any beauty contests. It's all about what's under the hood anyway, right?
Tiles for the front, so we can customize the front. You'll need at least 21 of them. Let's go with the black diagonal. That's 14 tiles there. We'll go with one pack of those. That'll bring us up to 21 tiles. And if we move down, there are some custom tiles. So like the framework, AMD, Linux Mint, Happy Earth, Touch Grass. And finally, expansion cards for the front. $9 for USB Type-C, $9 for USB-A, micro SD. Actually, I'm going to go with that micro SD and another USB Type-C up front. And that brings the total cost up to $2,156, which definitely sounds like a lot for a mini PC, but
$2,156 for a mini PC? Now that's a price tag that could make a toe croak in shock. For that kind of cash, it better not just sit there looking pretty, it should be performing like a champ. I mean, I could buy a whole swamp for that price, if it doesn't deliver some serious power and versatility. It's just another overpriced gadget in a long line of tech disappointments. Let's hope it's worth every penny, or else it's just a fancy box for my dust collection.
But one thing we've been seeing with these new Ryzen AI chips, even something like the HX 370, they offer great performance, but the price has definitely been jacked up. And it's no different here with the Ryzen AI Max or the Max Plus. Now again, I did put my pre-order in because I'm really interested to check this thing out. I personally think this is going to make a great little mini PC. Love the look of it. They've already got instructions up over on their website. Easy enough to build, not a big deal for basically anybody to put something like this together. But of course, it does have that premium price tag. Either way, I kind of wanted to make a quick video on this because, I do a lot of mini PCs over here. Pre-order is in for this, so as soon as I can get my hands on one, I will be making a few videos showing performance off. And another thing they mentioned over on their website is this AI Max Plus 395 is a 120 watt sustained TDP with a boost up to 140 watts. Again, I've done a lot of testing on the Max Plus 395, but the highest I've really been able to take it is 90 watts given the device that I've been testing on. So it would be really nice to see this thing totally maxed out at 120 with that boost up to 140. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you going to skip this altogether due to the price?
The classic dilemma, price versus performance. It's like choosing between a gourmet meal and a soggy sandwich. If you're not careful, you might end up with a hefty bill for something that doesn't deliver. For that kind of cash, it better be worth every penny. Or you'll be left wondering why you didn't just stick with your old clunker. I can already hear the grumbling from the budget-conscious crowd. It's a tough call, but hey, if it performs like a champ, maybe it'll be worth the splurge.
Are you thinking about putting a pre-order in? Are you going to wait to see the performance? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And like always, thanks for watching.
Well, here we are again, wrapping up the delightful adventure that was the Framework Mini PC review. Initially, I expected fireworks and confidence with a dash of astonishment. Instead, it seems I got a tiny tech box strutting around like it's the prom king of computing while giving off more hype than substance. Much like a squirrel on too much caffeine. I mean, we had moments of wild enthusiasm. If you can call reacting to a carrying handle exciting, who knew a handle would be the unexpected star of the show? But when it comes down to performance, it's all still speculation. Isn't it? Numbers don't mean a thing until you see them actually running something hefty without throwing a fit like me in the middle of a forest chat. Is the RYZEN MAX 395 going to be more than just impressive on paper? That remains to be seen. For $2,156. It better sprout wings and fly me to work. To sum it up in one tidy little croak, if this mini PC can deliver performance like an actual desktop without turning into an overpriced paperweight, we might have something here. Just remember, it could all end up gathering dust. And not even the good kind that reminds me of my cozy bog. So, if you survived my grumbling and still think you'd like to see more of my charmingly cynical takes, Do make sure to slap that subscribe button and give this video a like. I promise it's a lot more entertaining than watching termites chew on your favorite tree. Until next time, keep your gadgets close and your expectations low.